Thank you everyone for being here for our February Policy Committee meeting. It's gonna be a short agenda, and I'm gonna hand it over to Mr. Forget, who's gonna talk about 1.01 policy to be moved from the website to board docs.
Sure. So as you know, we're really trying to get all of the policies moved from the district website over to board docs to make it easier when we do the updating with NISBA. So this time we're moving 3 policies: calendar, minimum wage, and interscholastic athletics. Sure.
Minimum wage should just be deleted altogether.
Okay. Thank you. So we'll delete minimum wage. But interscholastic athletics, let's not confuse that with the eligibility policy. It's very different. Yes.
I think NISBA's policy number is 5280. If we don't already have one, it probably should just be made that policy.
Change.
Yes.
Change the number.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
But again, it's different than 5411.
Yes, very.
Any questions, Madam President?
I had a question on the interscholastic athletics.
Okay.
And because of our concern with the safety and security of our students, our community and our staff, should there be a sentence in there about us providing a safe and secure environment? Just to put it in the forefront so that it's there and it's something that we think about all the time. I don't know if I'm just saying it or if
Margot?
I'm looking to see where we would put this.
But
we do.
Go ahead, Mr. Forget.
so I do agree. I think that's a really critical. I think, isn't the intent of this policy really to talk about the students themselves rather than the facility and the safety of the organization?
I think the beginning is, but I think if you roll down, it talks, this is about the kids, and then
Right.
it goes into something about the district.
I think the three paragraphs on the bottom. You're absolutely right. That's what they're talking about it there. That's a good place for it.
I just think with the way the world is now, I think the more we can put out that we're safety and security conscious, that the more we will be safety and security conscious.
Mm-hmm. Your feelings, Mr. Forget?
I'll go with whatever you guys want.
Okay.
So Margot's looking for a place to embed it in the policy, that it
Okay.
flows. Would it be appropriate to put at the end as the last sentence?
Or-
So what is the specific wording we're talking about, Madam President? Do you have an idea of what that wording should sound like?
No, I just was thinking just generally that we should embed that in this type of policy because it is of a concern.
Mr. Forget.
Maybe it should be the first sentence. Maybe it should be the first sentence, such as the Newburgh Enlarged School District is committed to providing a safe and healthy environment for our students to be successful or something like that. And then the board also recognizes the value of a program. Maybe it should be the first sentence because it is that important to us.
So it sets the tone.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We can bring this back to next.
Yeah, let's do that. So, are you ready with that, Margot? You think we'll bring it back next
I
meeting?
think I can probably just draft something and send it over, so.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Forget.
Next item is 1.02, a review of regulations. So last year, we worked pretty hard with a few different support personnel from the outside, from Ulster BOCES, to draft a textbook selection and adoption policy. We've heard through various surveys that stakeholder involvement in decision-making was not as strong as they had hoped it to be. We heard that from our teachers and from our administrators and some of our community members. So we felt it was very, very critical for us to revise our textbook selection and adoption policy to embed in there required collaborations with different groups. You guys adopted that policy last year, and here is the way we're gonna implement that policy through our regulation. So Dr. Campbell and I have worked on the regulation, and just so you're aware, we also received feedback from the Newburgh Teachers Association on this, and they were supportive of it as well. I think it's pretty.
Madam President, any questions,
Not question, I have a comment.
comments?
On step number 3, assemble a textbook and core program adoption team.
Mhm.
I think we should say very specifically that the team should reflect the racial balance of our students in our school district.
Absolutely. Mr. Walker.
Well, he had his hand first. Okay, I agree, but I have not seen these latest titles, and I read a lot. And I'm not crazy concerned, but I am concerned about the books that the kids are getting. So I think this is great, but unless I know what some of the titles are, I don't know what I'm voting. I don't know if I'm voting for something is really good. So I would just like to see some of the titles, ask some questions, about them if needed, and go from there.
Mr. Forger.
So this is for more of the actual textbook series, not individual pieces of literature. But I think that could be addressed through another policy, and I can look that up and try to figure that out.
Okay.
But for this particular piece, it is the senior administrators in curriculum instruction do a review of all the textbook programs that are out there or core programs that are out there. And they narrow it down to 3 that would then be reviewed by a team of representatives of the district. So it kind of narrows the scope down.
And that's the team that I'm referring to, that team needs to be balanced and aligned to what our student population is as closely as possible.
Mr.
I
Forger.
wholeheartedly agree with that. But is it possible for us to say every attempt possible will be
Every
made?
reasonable attempt,
Every reasonable attempt
because
will
we
be made?
can't, because you don't know what
Because I can't
everything
guarantee.
possible is.
Okay, so
And I don't want to prevent.
I wanted to come back to that also. I wanted to ask, so what does that look like? When we talk about students and community partners, when we talk about families will be invited by the family community engagement team, how are those families picked? How are they chosen? And are we doing a deep dive to ensure that, number one, the parents in the community know that this opportunity is available to them, that they can be a part of that process, and make sure that it's reflective of our district, like Madam President was saying. And I understand what you're saying, the wording, but I think we, as a district, we need to go deeper and make sure that that happens.
We can do that
Well, it seems that the FACE division should be able to,
for the parents and
for the
community.
parents and community part, yes. They
Mr.
should be
Walker.
very cognizant of that.
Yes, Mr. Walker.
I definitely agree with everything, that has been said. But also, what's critically important is that teachers use those books. Teachers have a habit of choosing the same books every year to get through the year. And in the process, some of the kids get shortchanged because they're not, number one, open to something that's broader or different. Number two, open to something that might have a character in which they can relate to. And I have said consistently that it's very possible for, in this case, an African-American student, or you can take a Hispanic student, to go from K to 12 and not read one book in which the hero or shero looks like them.
That's true. Madam President, did you have your hand up?
No.
I agree with Mr. Walker wholeheartedly. And I'm a firm believer that, kids need to see things that they can relate to, and also see sheroes and heroes that reflect them. That's that broad base of ensuring that our children see them and the work that they do. Mr. Ford?
Yeah, so when we did the policy review last year with each of the bargaining units, one of the key focuses that we used was identity.
Mhm.
And that when we look at the policies, that it reflects the identity of the student population, not just your own population.
Yeah.
So I know there was a lot of work that was done around that. And it even expanded into some of the school comprehensive education plans, where we were really trying to figure out what does identity mean.
Mr. Walker?
South Middle School's done a lot of
Yes.
work around that.
Again, maybe I hope not being a dead horse.
You?
Oh, no, but again, it's what are those books and how are the teachers using them and et cetera. Because the kids, I taught almost every book I taught almost was on that on the banned book list now.
Mm.
And never had a problem. Even with, I had one problem with the parents. These parents called me, I said, I gave the kids these books, and I said, oh, I don't know about the kids. The parents might be really upset, they'll call me tomorrow. They called me that very same day before I walked out the building. And said, why is this? Why is this? Why is this? And I said, well, it's this because I just think this character grows, and then he learns how to really accept himself, and blah, blah. And they said, oh, okay. We're watching, but
Yeah, but it's a different world right now.
it is a different world that we can't capitulate.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do, but I'm just saying that the kids,
More naysayers now.
they're into it.
Yeah.
There's a great book that one page was in English, the right-hand page was in Spanish, and it was books by these celebrated Latino, I don't know what the authors. And we would read one part in Spanish, read the next part in English, and the kids loved it. And they still, because you're teaching for the regions, they paid more attention, they zoomed in more, because it was about them, or something at least different.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? Anyone, comments, questions? All right, I'm gonna move to adjourn this meeting. Thank everyone for coming out. Mr.
Can we just go over what's going to the board? So you move, the calendar's moving over, we're just changing the name, the number, so that's not going for a board adoption.
And I imagine that should be in the 9,000s?
The minimum wage is gonna be removed, so that's gonna be a first read and adoption, because that needs
That is
board
correct.
adoption. Interscholastic athletics, moved over with language regarding safety, Margaret will provide a language, and that'll be a first read and adopt.
That is correct.
And then the textbook adoption will just be placed on the agenda as an FYI, because that's a regulation developed by the SUP, no board approvals needed.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Amen. Mr. McCoy. This meeting is adjourned. Oh, Mr. Ford.
We have one additional item. If you don't mind, on the board agenda, we would like permission to have the board consider a conference for Ms. Peterson. Ms. Peterson.
So recently I was accepted into the Women Executive Leadership Collaborative. It's a national collaborative that allows me executive coaching. So I'm really excited, but they gave me really short notice, and it starts on the 28th. So I'm just excited because it will give me mentoring and also just some professional development around executive leadership. So I'm requesting the permission to attend.
Okay.
We'd like to add it to the agenda for the board.
Ms. Walker.
No, I just wanted to add I'm scared of you, girl.
Madam President, question, comments?
It's fine.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. Congratulations, Ms. Peterson. So that will be walked on or?
No, that's gonna
We
be
just told us we
a.
could do it.
Okay, cool. All right, no other questions, no other comments. Thank you for coming out. I'll see you at the March meeting.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right.
Thank you.